Well, hello there, this is D. I am sitting on my back porch. Murphy's drinking a little bit of water. The wind is rustling in the trees. It's a little overcast today, but still supposed to get up into the 80s. I think tomorrow we're reaching 90. I guess summer is here. It is, what day is it? It's Tuesday morning. And I just wanted to say hi. That's often how I start these things, is I wanted to say hi even though I usually have something in mind of what I want to talk about. Today was, I've been struggling a lot lately, of course. What's new? With my symptoms and stuff going on from the benzo thing. This is uneven. I don't talk too much about that, but I still got the pins and I got the foot pain and all that kind of stuff going on, so it's a lot of fun. And this morning, and of course we're dealing with my father-in-law's deteriorating health, and my wife's up in Longmont, Colorado, north of us, most of the time now, or much of the time, so, and trying to balance everything and just trying to help. And it's, it's one of those situations where it builds. And I think with anxiety, with emotions, and I've talked about that emotional release many times before on this podcast. I had another one of those this morning. I was eating my breakfast, 2 eggs, and I think I had 3 eggs today. 3 eggs and a bran muffin. I needed a bran muffin, so my wife made some, and I've been eating those. I feel like I'm suddenly 90. I have eggs and a bran muffin for breakfast. But I flicked on YouTube for a second while I was doing that, and pulled up the scene. For those of you who ever watched Young Sheldon, I stopped watching a couple years before it closed out, but I pulled up the scene where they learned of the father's death, of George's death. And as soon as I saw that scene and saw that come to knock on the door and tell the family what's going on, I totally lost it. Complete guttural crying and everything, for so many reasons. My father-in-law, who I'm very close to, is right now in a very difficult state. I just lost my dad, of course, a couple years ago. I got all this other pain. I'm still trying to figure that out. I had a doctor appointment yesterday with the foot doctor, and he couldn't give me any good answers, so they're referring me back to neurology, which is so much fun. Anyway, it all built up, and I just let it loose, and it felt good to let it loose, as I've talked about on this podcast many times. Just letting some of that crap that's been building up out is pretty helpful. And then I was kind of coming down from that. My wife was texting me, and she had texted me a clip from Britain's Got Talent, I guess. Anyway, and it was some gal singing the song Tomorrow, which, much like Simon Cowell, one of the judges, I can't stand that song, but she said you got to check it out, and I listened to it, and it was amazing, her rendition of it, and it kicked me in again because it was very powerful rendition, and also just the whole idea of tomorrow things will be better, I think, is a common theme for so many of us. We look to the future, we look for things improving. I know those of us in benzo withdrawal, we look for that improvement, and that's what I think I wanted to talk about a little bit today. So, hello there, my name is D, and welcome to Uneven. So that was a little longer introduction than normal. I actually forgot to do my introduction, and about 4 minutes in, I thought I better do it. So, we'll shake things up and be a little different. Murphy's laying in the grass here in the backyard. It's so pretty when he's just laying there in the grass. He's kind of this tan and white, big fluffy dog, and just enjoying himself. He's half Great Pyrenees, so he has that kind of look to him, but he's got some border collie in him too, and that gives him some coloring. And he's a sweet dog, still young, still needs a lot of training, still irritates me sometimes, as all dogs will eventually, but I love him, and he's making progress. He'll probably start barking here because he's looking now for anybody to walk behind our house, and once they do, he'll go nuts. So when you hear him bark, Murphy's saying hi, and there he goes. Oh, it was a bird. A bird landed in the yard, and he thought he'd chase him out. But since this is in part the Murphy show, I thought I'd mention that to you. I'm going to clean off the patio today. We haven't redone our patio furniture out here. I mean, redone meaning it's still covered in a tarp, and it's June, so maybe it's time to release that, clean off the patio, and have it so people can come and sit out here, and I can come and sit out here with our fire. We have one of those fire pit tables, whatever, and just enjoy that, and maybe talk to you some from there. But I thought the tomorrow concept was kind of interesting because I think I balance that a lot with my anxiety and with what I'm going through. Oh, and there is the car starting up. That's my neighbor. He's got I'm not going to go into too much detail because I don't want to give too much away, but a very, very nice sports car in his garage. And when he starts it up, you can tell. He only brings it out on sunny days, and sometimes he takes it to the track and stuff. But it's his prized possession, so I can hear him starting that up now, so he's probably going to take it out of the garage in a bit. Anyway, I think there's a balance from one of the things that got me through some rougher parts in my life were some mindfulness and being in the present moment and, not looking to the future, not looking to the past too much, just being in the now. And I believe in that concept. I really do. I think there's a lot to that, and I think there's a lot to absorb from that, and a lot that can help us with in our lives. But I also think sometimes having things to look forward to can also get us through. Oh, more sounds. I think somebody's maybe painting or something. I'm hearing a ladder going up. So anyway, you're getting the whole vis en scène here. I took a little bit of French. So I took 5 years of French in high school, but I remember a little bit of the mise en scène. That's what it is, the mise en scène, the scene, the environment. Not vis en scène, mise en scène. That's what I'm trying to think of. Anyway. But I think looking to the future sometimes also is beneficial to us. And again, I think even looking at the past and remembering fond memories and stuff can be, I don't think you have to be stuck in this moment all the time, but I think the point of mindfulness and being in the present moment is that most of us spend most of our time not here. And here is all that's really here right now. Nothing else is promised and nothing else is happening anymore. This is all we have, is the present moment. So I totally get and I totally understand and I believe in the present moment philosophy and wanting to, keep focused. I've been terrible at that as a ADHD guy and a, anxiety guy and brain running crazy gamut guy. I spend a lot of my time with my brain other places than right here. And I work on that. And I've been working on that for some time, and I still have a lot of practice to do, but I think it's a good thing. But I don't think that that's everything. I mean, I guess it is in a philosophical standpoint, but I think there's other ways too of lifting our spirits, of getting us out of hard times. And for me, it's often been trips, vacations, planning those. I had something to look forward to and the happiness of that, and going somewhere with my wife, and I would also always look forward to that, and I loved planning them, and I do all that kind of stuff, and I think that would keep me going. And I think so many things we look forward to. We sometimes look forward to, a big event coming up, maybe the birthday or Mother's Day or something else coming up soon. Murphy, would you stop eating things out of the grass? Anyway, I look forward to having a dog that's well trained and I don't have to watch all the time and monitor. But I think we have to have that. And when we lose that, when we don't see the future in a positive light, I think it's when we wind up down that rabbit hole, down that depression, with that loss of hope, because we can't find that light that, in other times in our life may have been the one, or we don't get the benefit from those positive thoughts like we used to. Oh, somebody's yelling out in the distance now. Don't know what that is. Okay. Oh, it's fun. But I I'm running solo again today, batching it with my wife up visiting her folks and helping her folks out. And I'm going to do some work on the patio. And I think that's that balance too of sometimes, and I did this a lot early on in my benzo withdrawal, was just powering through and just doing things that you know long run are going to benefit you, like eating right, which I've really done now over the last month. I've gotten on a better diet and I'm eating so much healthier now. And also exercising. I'm just trying to get out there and do more exercising. And working out here in the backyard is part of that. Is me just moving my body and doing things. Even though I'm getting some pain as I do that here and there with my nerve stuff, I'm just pushing through because sitting on the couch and laying on the couch all day is not an option that works for me. I think they must be up at the soccer field. That's what the noise is. Yeah, they're all yelling. I guess there's a game or something going on. There's a soccer field near our house, and I think that's what the sounds are in the back. The sounds of summer, right? You're out here hearing all these with me and hopefully picking up some of them. But I'm not going to make this one very long. I'm going to keep this short. And I just wanted to touch base, say hi real quick, and let you know that tomorrow may not be the answer. And I don't believe it is the answer. But it can be a tool if we want to use it as one, which means sometimes having something to look forward to can get us through some difficult times. I look forward to not having this nerve pain again. I believe I'm going to get past this. I've gotten past or through every other thing that my benzo experience has thrown at me, so I believe I'll get through this too. And on the other side, I'm going to feel better. And I look forward to that. And I'm looking forward to getting back on the road. Right now, travel is not an option the way I feel. And I realize that, so I can't really go do that. But in the meantime, I can dedicate myself to being more helpful to my wife and to my wife's family. And that's something I can focus on and be there for as much as my body will allow me to be and my mind will allow me to be. So I'm going to really try to hunker down and focus on that, knowing there still are some better days ahead. But before I get to those better days ahead, I need to work with the now. And maybe that's the balance. Maybe the now and tomorrow combination. I'm making this up as I go. Can you tell I am doing that? Maybe that combination is what works. I don't know. With my wife gone a lot lately, I have a lot of time to think about things, and not all those things are gems. I have a whole slew of things on my recorder and in this whole spreadsheet I have of ideas to talk about, but today I just got on and started talking and didn't look at that, and I'm not going to be as organized today. I just wanted to say hi, but I want to reach out to you all. And especially with me lately, I've been, like I mentioned, lonely. On another podcast on Benzo Free, I talked about loneliness, and I got some great feedback, and I love that. And I'm going to talk about some of that on that podcast really soon. But I appreciate the outreach, and it made me feel better. And I think we all need that. We all need to know that somebody out there cares about us. That when things are really low, somebody can come up and hold you and hug you and hold your hand and tell you that we're going to get through this, and I'm here to help you out. And it can be a friend, it can be a loved one, it can be family, it can be whatever you need, but it's important to have those people, and building that community is so important, of having that community around you. And I think we don't realize how much we need that until we do have darker times that bring us to that. And so my tomorrow and my now is going to be spending my energies on that, on helping out those who have been there to help out me. And I think that's probably the best message I can leave you with. I got to go stop my dog from eating everything in the backyard and upsetting his stomach again. And I'm going to work on the patio today. And I'll edit this down probably this afternoon and get it out to you. I love you all. I feel for what so many of you are going through. I know many of you have been the same for me and have recently reached out to me, and It means the world. Thank you. This is just another downtime, and I've had a lot of those lately. But I ain't going nowhere. I'm just pushing through and getting them done one at a time. But I know tomorrow's coming, and I know tomorrow's going to bring some better things. Take care of yourself, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Hey, this is Dee. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out our podcast. I do need to remind everyone that this podcast is for informational purposes only and should never be considered medical, psychological, or professional health advice of any kind. If you or someone you know is dealing with significant mental health issues, please seek professional help. Resources can be found in our show notes and on our website at unevenpodcast.com. Take care of yourself, and I'll catch you on the flip side.